What has $36 trillion dollars in debt and approximately 700 million thumbs? The United States. Jedediah Collins here with the Money Vehicle Movement podcast, where we're trying to make financial literacy more current and possibly even a little cooler. In the aftermath of the 2024 presidential election, you may have heard that Elon Musk, yes, that Elon Musk, the richest man in the world and the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, is joining the United States government. President elect Donald Trump has asked Musk and another person to head up a new government agency that is tasked with making the government, quote, more efficient and less wasteful. That's largely because we, as a country, are massively in debt. If we were teenagers, our parents would be very disappointed in us. That's the $36 trillion figure, our national debt. And every minute it grows. Compound interest is a eighth wonder, but not when it's going the other way. The government has a budget, much like you or I have a budget. It has an income, which mostly comes from our society choice taxes, and it has quite a bit of expenses. The government's biggest expenses are on social programs like Social Security and Medicaid, which we learn about in Chapter 9 is called FICA and is not going to be a dependable resource for our future. Okay, let's get back to the topic today. Social Security and Medicaid are programs that help older or lower income Americans make ends meet and access to health care, but they're really expensive. And the fact of the matter is that the government spends more than it brings in. And add in some more emergencies, things like the pandemic, hurricanes, and all kinds of events, which require some big time spending to deal with as a country. And it isn't hard to see how we as a nation could end up in debt. But 36 trillion? After all, if you think about your own budget, it'd work the same way. You spend more than you earn, you're going into debt. Then your car breaks down and you need to put the expense on a credit card, and you're even deeper in debt. There's no easy solution to dig your way out unless you get a higher paying job, otherwise, find additional income, or find ways to drastically reduce your future spending. Reducing your future spending is what Elon Musk is going to try and do. But that's not easy. The government spends money, but that money generally goes right back into the economy. If the government sends you a tax refund, for example, you might take it and go out and have a good meal at a restaurant. That money goes to the restaurant, is paid out to the restaurant's employees and suppliers, and so on and so forth. Everybody's paying FICA and sales tax along the way. Now, if the government wants to reduce spending on, say, building armored cars for the military, that likely means a factory shuts down or slows down somewhere, impacting the local economy. That makes people mad, and they're going to push back on things like that. Now, with big spending cuts, imagine the cascade effect that will occur. Often, this leads to nothing really happening. Spending isn't reduced. We don't often raise taxes either, so the debt keeps mounting. And that, in a nutshell, is why the national debt is so high and continues to climb. It's a difficult problem to try and solve, and one that nobody so far has had the political will to try and contain. So, again, this is why you're likely to hear more about Musk, Trump, and the national debt in the near future. While the national debt doesn't really impact most of us on a day to day level, it could at some point, which is why it's important to pay attention now and to see if or when someone steps up to try and reduce it. For now, understand your own cash management strategy, try to avoid that $1 trillion debt, keep driving your money vehicle, and we will see you at the next stop.